One of the surest way to climb the financial ladder, that is to become financially free, is actually learning how to invest. Investing will save your life. It will save your life. And the main investment, not just the main really, but one of the main investments is the stock exchange, shares. So if you really want to become good in investing, if you want to become a good investor, a pro investor, you have to learn the skill of investing in the stock exchange, because shares always guarantee their returns are limitless. A share would jump from 10 shillings to 30 shillings, and that is, the return is, it's not like fixed return. So if you want to become a good investor, I would definitely recommend learning how to invest in the stock market, that is learning how to invest in shares. So in today's series of videos, because I'm doing 3 videos for better understanding, I'm talking about shares, I'm talking about the stock exchange. Okay, and this will be it's a skill that you need to start learning, that you need to be always, it's a process, by the way, it never ends. Okay, that you always need to keep progressing, keep moving, keep learning. Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you all are well. Happy New Year 2024. Time is running. Anyway, how you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another video on finance. Finance by S is the channel name, and my name is Esther Nguna. So before we start, please subscribe guys, and also like the video and share it as wide as you can. So let's begin the crash course on how to invest in shares or equities or stocks. And first you have to understand what shares are. Okay, and shares are units of ownership of a business or units of ownership of a company. So let's say a company has issued 10,000 shares, okay, and you buy 5,000 shares of that company. It means that you own half of that company. So shares represent the ownership of a company. Okay, so if we say so and so is a shareholder, it means that he or she owns that company in part, just depending on the amount of shares that he or she owns. Okay, you buy into a company, you are a shareholder of that company, means that you own that company in part. And as the owner of the company, of course in part, you are entitled to its success. When the company does well, you're entitled to part of its success. When it's not doing well, you're entitled to part of its loss. You share in its loss. You may be entitled to the right to vote when important decisions are being made in that company. You own that company. So you as an individual, how do you start owning shares of whichever company that you want to own? So first of all, you have to come up with an investment plan, that suits you as the individual. And an investment plan is an outline of what you want to achieve financially. What are your financial objectives, let's say this year. And then it also outlines what your current state is, like this, and this is the amount that I currently have, and how will I go to where I want to go. How will I achieve that dream that I have with what I have right now? So this one enables you, first of all, to see the reality of where you are right now, and then you have options. It gives you options of how you will go to where you want to go. And be very realistic, be very truthful to yourself when you're sitting, when you're outlining where you are. Don't count money that you expect on receiving, but there are chances that you might not receive it. Just be very truthful. So be very realistic with yourself, be very truthful to yourself. This will give you a better chance of even achieving your goals, rather than counting money that will not end up in your pocket. So after you outline where you are and where you want to go, then you have your own options, according to your risk. How much money am I willing to put in my savings, or how much can I put in my savings? Then okay, so savings are sorted. how much can I put in an investment that will give me higher returns, and which investment can I opt for as an individual. You know, investment is very personal. Don't invest in something that someone referred you to if you don't feel like it, also if you don't understand it. After you come up with your investment plan, now you have to now break down the plan into small actions and objectives. So you have to have, you know, an objective, especially when you're going into the stock market. Please don't go into the stock market without an objective. So you have to have an objective why you're buying shares. You know, why am I buying shares in the first place? And you could be buying shares because you want dividends, or because you want capital appreciation. You know, buy the shares, sell them high within a shorter period, and then move on to the next investment. So if you want dividends, then you know that you'll be investing for the long term. It's a long term, it's a horizon game. So when you come up with, you know, your objective of long-term trading or shorter term trading, this will guide you further. So if it's long-term trading, this will help you, you know, come up with a plan of how you'll accumulate these shares. Let's say you'll come up with a plan that on every month I'll be buying 10,000 shillings worth of shares, so that I accumulate them, you know, so that I'm able to get a good dividend when it comes to the end of the year. If it's short-term trading that you're here for, please also set the amount of return that you want. Let's say you could say a bond will give me 16% in 2024. So if I'm buying shares, let them give me at least 18, 19, 20%. Okay, and when you get your 20% return, you exit the stock, meaning you sell the shares at a profit. So don't go into shares without an objective. It will always delay you. Like, you won't know when to sell your shares. So you'll always be like, okay, wacha tu ningoje ziendelee kupanda, let me wait for them. Kidogo kidogo they are falling, and it's a very common thing. So please have an objective before you buy your shares. So the next step is, how will you get the shares? How, you know, where will you access them? And shares are sold in a stock market or a stock exchange, like the Nairobi Securities Exchange or the New York, you know, Stock Exchange. So a stock exchange, it's like a marketplace for shares where investors buy and sell securities of listed companies. Securities could be shares, they could be bonds, or even derivatives. So if you want to buy shares, you go to the stock market. In Kenya here, we have the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Listed companies are, you know, companies that have opened their shares to be traded by the public through the stock exchange. So when you hear a listed company, it means that you, as an investor, you could buy these shares through the stock exchange. You can own this company, in short. So this is the end of our part one of learning the very important, very crucial skill of investing in shares. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and definitely go to part two next video. Bye.